By Jarasha, I think I was just looking on Torah Time. I think we were your 400th class. If you posted one from this morning,
So
it was I think it was 399. So we're getting there. We're getting there. You can't make this stuff up. By Jarasha is that we cashed in on whatever Zufiot we have using Aiden's cousinship, and Rabbi Pitt's friendship, and Rabbi Saligut's neighborship. And we use all that
a
today.
mentor. He's a mentor since I was a child.
Mentorship. And it's not time that we are able to get in person a person Rabbi Jarash's caliber. So it's a schus to have him for Shavuos.
All right. Thank you, Rabbi Weitz, for the introduction. It's a kavod to be here. B'shus, Rabbi Weitz, Rabbi Salangat, my Rebbe, Rabbi Yitz, my Chavusa. Aiden, good to see you. So I really wasn't sure. There's so much to say in very little time. You only have an hour and a half. So I figured, it's a joke, relax. I figured you guys probably like sports. Any sports fans over here? So we're not going to talk. Okay, good. Any Eagles fans? Anyone that doesn't like the Patriots? I know there's a big rivalry. Who doesn't like? Okay, good. So this is going to be a good. Okay, good. I should ask before, but I'm happy to confirm. This should go over well. We're going to try to figure out where Tom Brady comes into Shavuos. You guys ever tried to figure that out? You know how that works? Can we get Tom Brady into Shavuos? You don't have it? Tom Brady is good, and so is Moshe Rabbeinu. Perfect. Sacrificing, very good. Okay. So guys, Shavuos is I just spoke to the girls downstairs, and the reason why I'm appreciative that I had an opportunity to speak to the boys different is because it's a whole different talk. It's a whole different shmooze. It's a whole different avodah. Whole different set of rules. For the girls, I'm just going to tell you in 30 seconds what we spoke about, and you'll understand why it's important. To the girls, we spoke about why they should feel good, why they should feel special, why they should feel happy and connected to the Yontif of Shavuos, even though they're not learning all day, they're not learning all night, they don't have Mishnayos, they don't have Gemara, they don't have a chiyuv of Talmud Torah. And despite all of that, they should still feel very special. They should feel how beloved they are to Hashem. That's their special day, of course, as well. And it's all true, 100%. But for us, Bachrim over here, Bachrim. For us, Heilige Bachrim over here, we have a whole different set of rules. We're very fortunate because we have a chiyuv of learning Torah every day. We have a chiyuv lilmod, l'ladmid, lishmor, v'lasu, the kaimes kol divrei. We have mitzvahs, we have tefillin. We have tzitzis, we have all different sorts of mitzvahs that ladies aren't mechuyev in, and one of the most special ones is Talmud Torah. Why? Who could tell me why Talmud Torah is the most special? Anybody? What makes Talmud Torah so special? Say it loud. Talmud Torah Keneged Kulam. There's nothing more special, there's nothing that keeps the world more afloat than learning Torah. I have a confession to make. Please don't judge. How old are you guys? This over here. Yeah. What's the range? How old are you? Huh? 11 to 14. Okay, fine. You guys ever heard of a song called Kad Yasvin? Chazu, chazu, banai. You ever heard that song? Banai, banai. Okay, fine. So it's not going to be such a major confession. So let me tell you what happened. You heard it? Fine. Let me tell you what happened. This past Shabbos, it's a pretty famous song, and maybe your Rebbe or teacher can teach it to you. It's a beautiful, beautiful song that is very connected to Shavuos. My son, who's 8 in 2nd grade, he came home this past Shabbos from his wonderful yeshiva, Evan Yisrael in Lakewood. And every week, what I love is the Rebbe teaches them the Nigin HaShavua, the song of the week. So every week they work on a song, so they go through Zmiros, they go through all the basic songs. And this past week, my son came home, and it was a big, full page. Usually it's a little box, and this week was a full page. And it looked a little interesting. And then I saw, oh, it's a song of Kad Yasvin. It's a song that's brought down in the Zohar HaKadosh. You guys heard of the Zohar? The Zohar? The words go like this. I'm going to tell you why it was so special to me what happened to Shabbos. It goes, Kad Yasvin Yisrael, V'askim b'simchas HaTorah. When Klal Yisrael is sitting down and they're engrossed, they're learning Torah, Kudsha Brichu Hashem, Oimer lepamal yodilei. You know what Hashem tells the Malachim? The Pamal, which means the esoteric, the spheres, the upper Alamas Ayonim. You know what he tells the Malachim? When his children were learning Torah? Anybody know? I'll tell you. Chazu, chazu. Look, Malachim. Bonai chavivai. My beloved children. T'mishtachin b'tzaro dilei. Everyone. All ages. Male, female. Young, old. Poor, rich. Sick, healthy. Everyone. Across the entire spectrum. T'mishtachin b'tzaro dilei. They all have problems. They all have challenges. They all have things that set them back, that make life a little heavy. No one has it perfect. And nevertheless, says HaKadosh Baruch Hu, V'askin b'ched v'sa dili. They're giving up. They're turning a blind eye to all their challenges, to all the hardships, and they're focusing on me and my Torah. That's what Hashem tells the Malachim. Every second, every minute that you dedicate, that you sit down, you open up a Chumash, you open up a Mishnayos, you open up a Gemara, and it's tough, and you don't understand it. And you go it over and over and try to crack it. And then you get it. We can't even imagine the joy, the simcha, kaviyachol, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that Hashem gets when we learn His Torah. Chazu banai chavivai. Look, He tells the Malachim that my beautiful beloved children, even though the mishtachim b'tzar dilei, they have their own problems. This issue, that issue, this one's sick, that one doesn't have children, this one, all the issues. V'askim b'ched v'sa dili. They're giving that all up. They're putting it all aside for one reason. Because they know that, like you said before, v'samu Torah kineged kulam. There's nothing more important, there's nothing more noble in the entire world than Talmud Torah, than learning Hashem's Torah. So the confession I was going to make is that I never really knew the words. I always sang it when I go to my Rebbeim, when you go to Kumzis, when you go here, you go to a meal on Shavuos. We always sing it, but I never really knew the words. But finally, when my son brought this home, I said, wow, these words are so unbelievable. These words are so impactful. I never really understood them. I knew basically, but some of the words I was missing. But when you have this, Zohar HaKadosh, telling us what Hashem tells the Malachi Asharis, when we're learning His Torah, I think that should give us a little bit of a different perspective. As the B'nai Melech, we were talking before to the B'nois Melechim, to the daughters, we're the B'nai, the sons of the king. And we have this chus that when we engage in Torah, when we learn, there's a rush, there's a tumult, there's a commotion in Shemayim. And Hashem says, stop whatever's going on. Look at these boys. And we can't imagine the schus, what the Torah accomplishes Not just for our nitzchis, for the next world, for Olam Haba, but for this world as well. The Gemara tells us, Chachma b'goyim tamin. Even though we have our Gemara, we have Chazal, we have Anshe Knesses Agdoil, we have Mishnayos, Gemara, Torah. But there are times where even we can go look, we can glean from the Goyim. So I'm going to share with you something, one of the most incredible speeches I ever heard from one of the greatest athletes ever. Who? No, I told you before. Tom Brady. One of the greatest football players ever. Across 23 NFL seasons, won 7 Super Bowls. That's no easy feat. You think you could do that? You look like a great athlete, but I don't think you could do it. In his Patriots Hall of Fame speech, Hall of Fame, you know what he said? I'm going to tell you as follows, and you should never forget it. I'm going to read it to you word for word, because it's so important. Every word is gold. To be successful at anything. Huh? You did? Here goes. To be successful at anything. The truth is, you do not need to be special. You just have to be what most people are not. Consistent, determined, and willing to work for it. No shortcuts. It's hard when you have to wake up in the off season at 6 a.m. to go train and work out, knowing that all your friends are sleeping and eating pancakes. It's hard to throw, catch, block, tackle, and hit kids when they're way bigger and more developed than you, only to go home that night bruised and battered and strained, but knowing you have to show up again the next day for just the chance to try again. But understand this. Life is hard. No matter who you are, there are bumps and hits and bruises along the way. And my advice, Zuck Tom Brady, is to prepare yourself, because football teaches us that success and achievements come from overcoming adversity. I think we understand the main point of that, but just to clarify, it means that life is hard. It means staying focused in a world that's full of chaos, that's full of distractions, that's filled with all the shtusim and phones and Instagram and reels and all this stuff. Hashem says, I know the world you're living in. But even here, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, not in Bnei Brak, never forget who you are. Never forget how special you are. And I know you're going to get bruised. I know you're going to get bumps. But come back tomorrow and try again. Make today, make the next minute a better minute. Because every moment is an opportunity. Consistent, determined, and willing to work. And that is how you reach greatness. That's how you all can become a champion. Chachma b'goyim taimin. Listen to these words. It's most appropriate for Shavuos. As we're going wherever it is, our shul, our school, we're having some type of, whatever it is that we're doing. It's very hard. Hashem knows. The Gemara is not easy to understand. A svara, a shakavatari, a tesis, a rishayim, a rajmas, ketzois, all that. But when we are determined and consistent, and we don't give up, and we don't let the Yetzer Hara take us down, and we don't let all the distractions take us over, Yes, they're there, and we try to do our best. But when we come out stronger, when we fight back every day and say, I don't care, I'm going to do better, I'm going to learn better, I'm going to try harder, I'm going to realize every day, Asher Bacha Banu Mikol Ha'amim, Hashem, you chose us, you gave us opportunity. We all want truth. We all desire emes. And nothing is going to give us that more than the Torah Akdosha. Nothing. Look at your Abbaim, look at real people out in the world. Everything else is fake. It's real, but it's fake. We all know that. They're real people, they're moving, they're a bunch of puppets. We're all puppets, but different type of puppets. And if we don't realize that, we don't internalize that, as we go into Shavuos, that we have the biggest gift, the biggest present ever of the Torah Akdosha, we're missing it. So this Shavuos, when you're sitting and you're learning, you're like, what am I doing? I'm tired. Probably not hungry, but you're probably tired. And you don't have a cheshik, and everyone else is schmoozing, talking. Hopefully no one here. You guys be the champions. You guys know that there's nothing more important in the world than Torah. There's nothing more important than God. And nothing more important than our nitzchis, than our eternity. When you remember that, when you're always mindful of that, then HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, Chazu, Chazu, look! He tells the Malachim, Bonai Chavivai, ask him, Bechet v'sodili. They're learning my Torah, and there's nothing that gives any greater joy to Hashem than the Torah. My bracha to all you heilige bachrim is that even in all of the distractions, with all the insanity and garbage in the world that we all live in and that we have to go through, never forget, Hashem is well aware. Hashem put it all there. It's all atzis hayetzer, the Yetzer Hara, trying to pull us away. But never forget, lafum tzara agra, the harder it is, if it's a minute that you can do, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, a Mishnah, a Gemara, whatever it is, remember, I'm doing this for you, God. Never forget how much it means to Hashem, what it will do for your nitzchis, for your olam haba. And not only in olam haba, it'll give you a better olam hazeh. More geschmack in this world. Because there's no better truth, and there's nothing more authentic than Moshe emes v'serase emes. When we have the truth, we have everything. We all take it, tap into it, steig, and grow for the Yantif, and never forget how beloved and cherished you all are, and the Torah that you learn. May you have an uplifted Yantif, and we be zoichet to emes the Kabbalah Torah. Thank you for listening.